everybody. Welcome to week 25 here on the 52 Horrific Weeks in 1988 series. I'm your host, Moon616, and thank you once again for dropping in, guys. Already, week 25 is here, and you know what that means? All the remaining films go into that randomizer. Hit that random button, and we've got Pulse from 1988, of course. Don't get this one confused with the Asian film that came out in the early 2000s and the American remake that followed shortly after that. Yeah, I usually don't say the taglines, but this one just kind of cracked me up. It traps you in your own house, then pulls the plug. Now, that is some super 80s cheese right there. I love that tagline. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so getting into the plot of this one, it centers around your main character, David. He's about 11 or 12 years old. He is out in LA visiting for the summer. He's out there staying with his father and his new stepmom. David lives in Colorado because his parents are divorced. It is kind of said that David did grow up in Los Angeles. Moved to Colorado after the divorce. Now he's back in LA for the summertime visiting his father because he never gets to see him. And of course, shortly after getting there, some weird things start happening, like TVs start doing weird things. You got carburetors doing weird things. You got fucking dryers. A whole pile of just weird things that are happening in the house with electricity and stuff. So basically it starts to escalate. David gets a little paranoid that, there's weird certain things happening. There's a house across the street that is fully abandoned because this guy's wife was killed in this house and stuff, and he's all paranoid that maybe something to do with all these kind of coincidences with electricity, that weird things are happening in his house is related to what happened to this guy's wife and stuff like that. So he starts kind of investigating, but it's not like a full-blown thing. But of course everything in his house starts to escalate. More shit starts going on. Now he's getting real fucking paranoid that electricity is actually out to get them and stuff. And basically it's just a fight for their survival because, well, it turns out the electricity has gone apeshit and it actually is terrorizing people in the neighborhood, specifically David's house. And yeah, so that's basically the plot of your film right there. Very simple plot. Yeah, this is a fun film. This is a really fun film. Now, a lot of people might get turned off this right away because it's rated PG-13. Don't let that fool you. It's actually pretty fun. It's got that same type of, late 80s feel as, The Gate and films like that. It definitely feels very similar to those type of films. Really good performances in this film, too. I think everyone did a good job. Now, the lead in the movie, David, is played by Joey Lawrence, of all people. Whoa! So I'm watching the movie going, I recognize that little boy. So I looked him up, and yeah, it's Joey Lawrence. I guess I could have looked right on the cover where it says Joey Lawrence. But yeah, I think he did a pretty good job. He's basically terrified the whole film because he doesn't know what's going on. He has a pretty nasty incident in the garage where shit starts going, or the electricity starts killing him. Or tries to kill him, but he does a pretty good job, I gotta say. The effects in the film are pretty good too. There's no blood or there's a little bit of blood in the film, no gore and stuff, but I think they did a good job with the electricity currents and making things move and come on by themselves. And I think it's pretty fun, pretty well done. So, but yeah, this one right here, there's not really a whole lot to say about it. It's a very simple premise. There's a little bit of subplots going on with David and not really liking his visit out there because, his father is very busy with his life and basically works all day. When he gets home, he just wants to watch TV or fall asleep and stuff. So he's kind of complaining about that a little bit. But, there is times in the film where it is a little slow, and really the subplots and things that are happening in the film don't really add to anything. It's more about, getting to the point of, electricity and the survival that they have to, endure throughout the film. The one interesting fact about this movie is that there is no explanation for why the electricity is going apeshit and harassing this neighborhood. Now that is, in my opinion, a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing if you just if you don't give a shit, you just take it for what it is. Electricity is going apeshit and you just go, well, electricity's making fucking your appliances and everything go nuts, and You can take it for what it is. But, on the flip side, it is nice to know why the electricity actually is doing the things it is making these appliances and household items do. But, it has its, pros and cons to it. It's basically for you for you to decide if you like that or not. I personally don't give a shit. I think it's fun not knowing. You're just whatever. The movie is, of course, with not without its cliches. It has its crazy Ralph character in this one, an old man who's unnamed. There's a point in the film where he actually talks to David's dad and says, you got to get disconnected. You got to get disconnected if you want to survive. You're all doomed, kind of thing, right? So he's basically implying and foreshadowing that the electricity actually is trying to kill you, and of course, it's never explained why he knows these things or anything, but at the same time, it's like, you just take it for what it is. It's one of those cliches that became very pronounced after Friday the 13th and throughout the 80s. And even today, I think they still kind of use that, that red herring character. But it's a fucking fun movie. It's very simple in premise. Like I said, it's a little slow at times. It runs about the average 90 minutes, so it's, it's not overly long, but I think it could have been just a tad bit shorter. The third act is pretty cool. Where they really have to survive for their life and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff. I think, like I said, all the performances are really good in this film, so that kind of adds to it. I don't know what else to really say about this one. It's a fun film. I couldn't, I do recommend this, and like I said, don't let the PG-13 rating, kind of spoil it for you. Just take it for what it is. It's a fun movie. There's lots of good PG-13 films out there. If I had to rate this one, I'd probably just give it maybe about a 6.5 out of 10. It's nothing spectacular, but it's definitely well worth the watch. And you can find this one for really, really cheap too. So, it is what it is, right? But definitely give Pulse a shot. It's definitely worth your time, especially if you like these these older kind of nostalgic feeling. This movie just feels like I hadn't seen this movie in over 20 years, and I only remember bits and pieces. But by the time I finished, I was like, yeah, I remember really liking this movie, and I can see why. It's very easy on your brain. You don't really have to think a lot in this one. So, but yeah, Pulse, 1988 Pulse. Definitely give that one a shot, guys. And so I will be back next week with week 26, which is actually the midpoint of the 2014 calendar year. Wow, already at the midpoints. That's fucking crazy, man. Crazy shit. But anyways, guys, I'll be back, of course, with film I do not know what it is going to be yet. So anyways, I'll check you guys later. Peace out.